Yo! In the movie The Matrix, the protagonist Neo, unlike others, is suspicious of the world around him that it seems somewhat unreal. Therefore, the character Morpheus appears, offering him two options. If Neo takes the blue pill, his suspicions and uneasy feelings about the world will vanish, besides continuing to live his life like always. Or he can take the red pill, which will not only verify his suspicions, but also reveal everything to be totally fake. The artificial matrix. Instead of choosing blissful ignorance, which always ends badly, Neo takes the red pill, transporting him into life's ugly reality. Being disgusted and outraged at the revealed truth, Neo opens up a can of whoop-ass and relentlessly battles, eventually destroying the Matrix and defeating those behind it. In a similar vein, in the movie They Live, Nada, the protagonist, starts out oblivious, but he comes across a preacher named Gilbert who warns of a secret plot to control all humanity. To ignore Gilbert would be akin to the blue pill. But Nada chooses to put on a pair of Gilbert's special glasses, which function as a red pill, revealing the ugly truth. Being disgusted and outraged, Nada opens up a can of whoop-ass and relentlessly battles, eventually destroying the delusions and defeating those behind it. This symbolism applies to real life. Now, I know that people might interpret the pill colors in different ways, but here is mine and my reasoning behind it. The blue symbolizes being frozen into non-thinking. Since all ignorance is only a bliss temporarily and it will eventually harm, being blue-pilled on anything is always bad. On the contrary, initially taking the red pill is likened to a fiery awakening. This is always good in the long run, since it always gives you the option of either doing something to radically better things, or at least allows you to sidestep bad situations which you would otherwise fall into. Some people talk of a purple pill, but for me this would simply mean being halfway enlightened about something while still being halfway diluted, as by mixing red and blue paint you get purple. It could also mean knowing the truth but being too cowardly to do anything about it. Regardless, it's bad and is a concept I largely ignore since I don't find it very useful. To sum that up, a double-minded man is unstable in always his ways, quoting James 1:8 from Christian scripture. Continuing to take red-hot pills means recognizing that things are unacceptable, so you put continuous effort into trying to dramatically change the circumstances. Taking the black pill means that you have initially taken the red pill, in every case. However, you wisely recognize that there is nothing you can do to change something, or that attempting to do so would cause more harm than good. So you flee from a situation if it's bad enough and you have the ability to do so. If it's bad but manageable and or you're unable to extricate yourself from it, you just try to cope as best you can. I reject all other pill colors besides those I mentioned, since the standard colors do a great job of symbolizing both knowledge/ignorance and action/inaction. And society's men are already red-pilled on education. That is, they recognize the great disadvantage they had while lacking sufficient education, continue the red pill throughout their formal education, and will hopefully continue to red pill by regularly learning new things. Society's men are also already black-pilled on childbirth. That is, they recognize that it's impossible for men to get pregnant, and also recognize that trying to change that would be futile, harmful, and stupid. Think of a black charcoal briquette that is inert and static. In fact, everyone should take both red and black pills, but none other. Although none of us lives in a matrix or is mind controlled by a transmitter's supersonic waves, society still presents stubborn lies and delusions. And unlike the definitive single deception in those movies, the reality blanketing matrix or the hidden grotesque aliens, society's deceptions, whether recognized as such or mistaken for truth, often seem diverse and disconnected. So, to simplify things, I would recommend to at first take one giant red pill. That is, reject all of society's modern ideas and replace everything with good historical values. But to break it down somewhat, here are some examples. Knowing that neither the Democratic nor Republican parties are the answer. Neither are capitalism or communism. My tactic is to vote for candidates who are the lesser or least of two or more evils, since not voting just hands everything over to our corrupt government. My long-term strategy is promoting third position politics. Knowing that people are mistreated, shunned, and completely disenfranchised just because of benign mental differences such as autism and Asperger's syndrome. This can and must stop. Knowing that no major church group on earth reflects original Christianity. Knowing that the races are very different and unequal. Knowing that women do not love men and are not sexually aroused by them. Instead, they compete with men for money and power, which calls for dismantling feminism and necessitates being wary of women. Most importantly, knowing that we are all dirty sinners and that we must get right with God and stay right with Him via the man God, Jesus Christ. For more red pill points and thorough dissertations on the red pill points I've mentioned, read my other WordPress posts or see my videos on a channel such as BitChute. And never take anyone's word on anything or assume you have the truth. Always research the facts.